What if a simple email could automatically trigger workflows inside your system? No dashboard, no manual action. Just send a single email and automation happens in the background. Sounds crazy? So I am Nur Muhammad. Today I will show you a powerful event-driven architecture where incoming emails trigger notifications, webhooks, and automated jobs using cloud services. The core idea is simple: turn emails into system events. Let me clear this. Instead of treating email as just a communication, we treat every incoming email like an API trigger. So when an email arrives, it can fire a notification, call backend webhooks, schedule jobs, launch automated workflows, and many more. Let's walk through the full flow. So the step one, domain and email receiving setup. First, a domain is verified, so the system can securely receive emails. Once verified, email receiving is enabled for that domain. Now, any email sent to addresses under that domain can be captured automatically, making email the entry point for the automation. Next, rule sets are configured to control what happens when email arrives. For example, if email ends with a special keyword or address, it's maybe like at abc.com or something else, or if it makes a certain pattern like a.b.c, like if our server receive an email ending with a.b.c.com, so it can be the magic address if we have configured it, or if it belongs to a specific domain, maybe at google.com or at yahoo.com. So what we do in our case, the trigger happens when the email ends with a specific magic email address added in BCC. So when we are sending an email to our customer, we just send a magic email address in a BCC field, and when our server receives that email, what they actually do, when that magic address receives the email, the system knows this email should start an automation flow. Instead of just storing the email, it's immediately converted it into an event. So next point is publishing to a notification topic. So once the rule matches, the email event is publishing to notification topic. Think of this like an event broadcast channel. Anything subscribed to it can react. Common example include webhooks, microservices, background workers, and analytics systems. In our case, the main subscriber is an HTTPS webhook connected directly to our backend. This keeps everything loosely coupled and highly scalable. Backend automations via webhook. When a webhook receives the notification, what our backend will now do? It can schedule a background job, trigger campaigns or workflows, send follow-up emails, log event and matrices, all automatically just from an incoming email. This is classic event-driven automation. So let me explain the full flow in simple words so you can easily understand. Simply, user come to its email, it sends an email to its customer, and at that point, he adds some magic email address into BCC field. Email will be received by our email servers. We are using Amazon AWS SES service, which is simple emailing service. We have configured rules there. So that rule triggered the notification. They call the AWS some other service named SNS, simple notification service. So the simple notification service is connected to our backend webhook. So when the SNS receive a notification from SES, we have defined rules. The SNS triggers the webhook. Webhook hit directly to our backend. Now here the game happens. So what happens when our backend sees the webhook? It converts the data into its desired form, and then based on that data, we do multiple automations, update databases, schedule follow-ups, and many more without any user's effort. There is no extra UI, purely backend intelligence. A simple email, it goes to some SES, it triggers SNS, SNS triggers webhook, webhook is triggered backend, and at backend do many more things like schedule jobs, create follow-ups, update databases, update the users, and many things. So the point is why this pattern is so much powerful. What this architecture gives you, it gives you scalable automation, clean event-driven design. Like a simple email, it's doing too many things on its own. There is literally no user effort, no dashboard, no UI. We just send an email using a third-party email service, just one magic link, and it's actually a magic happens here. It is easily integratable, so the integration is very easy. It's a future-proof system. So the major thing is future. How it's a future-proofing? So if in future we need to do many other things, like when our system receives a webhook, we actually schedule a flight ticket, or we can order our food, or many things. So this architecture is actually future-proof. Like you send an email and then magic address, and at the endpoint where you receive that webhook, you can do whatever, actually whatever you want. You can call some third parties, you can create schedule, you can create follow-ups, you can do whatever you want because you have the power of backend intelligence.